Hi y'all, this is So Blessed. Welcome to the Blessed Place. How y'all doing? I am so glad that you have tuned in to the Blessed Place, and I have another video topic request. So she says, from trashy to classy. Oh, this is a good one. There are some women out there who are known for their trashy activities. However, they no longer want to display that image. Can you share some tips on how these women can display the new self, and how can they make this message clear to men that they are not what they used to be? I hope I'm making sense. Yes, you are making plenty of sense, and it is such an awesome topic, and I know it's very relevant for a lot of women. Because I was even somewhat in this position years and years and years ago. I gave my life to the Lord years ago, maybe 17, 18 years ago now. But before then, I was very promiscuous. Now, I wasn't trashy, or at least I didn't think I was. And I never dressed trashy. But I was still participating in trashy activities. And when I became a woman of God and gave my life to the Lord, and had made that change, there were several men who I'm sure didn't believe or weren't convinced that I had turned from my trashy activities. And so I just basically had to prove it to them, and not even so much prove it to them, basically, which is going to be one of my tips. Not so much prove it to them, but had to live my life in a way that did prove to them that I was no longer a partaker of those trashy activities. Now, the person who sent me this video request, I'm not saying that this specific situation is yours, or if you were just asking in general, or you were asking as an observation, looking at other women. So when I say you, I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm just talking about people in general, or women in general, or us women in general. So I'm going to give you some tips that I came up with to going from trashy to classy. And I got to read it. So if I look over to the left or right, whichever direction that is my right. Maybe your left. Anyway, I digress. Okay, so from trashy to classy. First and foremost, know that you can change, and that change is a good thing. You heard that? Know that you can change. Let me put emphasis on the can. Know that you can change. Just because you started out trashy doesn't mean you have to continue with trashy. And know that change is a good thing. There's nothing wrong with positive change. As a matter of fact, it's a good thing. Don't allow your own negative reflective thoughts. Don't allow those negative thoughts that come up and tell you that you can't change, you're no good, nobody's gonna ever believe you change, you're no good now. Don't let those negative thoughts. Don't let people who say, "Oh, who she thinks she is now? Oh, look at her trying to change the way she looks. Look at her trying to change the way she dresses. Look at her trying to change the way she acts." We know all about her. She's still the same. You ain't nothing changed about her. Just because you changed the packaging, that does not mean that the content has changed. But don't listen to those things. Don't listen to those people. Don't let your past, don't let people, and don't let those negative thoughts define your future and who you can be. Number two, change how you present yourself to the world, via your clothing, your speech, your actions. A lot of times as women, we wonder why we only pulling men who only seem to be interested in hitting it and quitting it. Well, a lot of times it's because, and I'll tell you, most of the time, it's because that's what we're presenting to the world. That's what we're presenting to men. That I'm the type of woman who I don't regard myself any highly than what I'm showing you. I gotta show you all my breasts. I gotta show you my butt. I gotta show you, I gotta have piercings all over. I got to have tattoos all over. I have nothing against piercings and tattoos, but there's modesty in everything. And we're presenting to the world, and we're presenting to others, and specifically we're presenting to men that that's what we think of ourselves, that we have nothing else to offer but our bodies. But ladies, you have so much more to offer. So you've got to change your appearance. There is modesty. You can still look good. I know y'all seen these makeover shows where people dress too way out there and too sexy and too provocative, and to me it's not even sexy. That's not even the correct word for it, but we dress too provocative and show too much, and we think that that's going to get us our heart's desire. Because I think at the core of most women is we want to be loved. We want to be loved and accepted. I don't care how we're presenting ourselves, whether provocative or not provocative, or a good balance, whether it's sexy or not sexy, or loud, obnoxious, quiet, humble, meek. However it is that we're presenting ourselves, at the core of it, we all want to be loved for who we are, and we all want to be accepted, and we all want to be cared for. Most of us. But quite often we go about it the wrong way. We think that in order to get what we want, as far as wanting to be loved and taken care of, we think that showing our bodies and giving away our bodies is how we secure the security and love that we want. But we could not be more wrong. So change what you are presenting to the world, as far as here I am, my body, and this is all I have. No, let your positivity show. Let your kindness show. Let your intelligence show. Ladies, we don't have to dumb ourselves down. Let your intelligence show. And if you're not so intelligent, hey, study, read, expand your mind, expand your horizon. You can gain intelligence. So for number 2, that's the main thing, is you have to change how you present yourself to the world, and especially how you're presenting yourself to a man. If you present yourself as, my body is all I have to give you, then that's exactly how they're going to respond to you, is your body is all I want. And then once they are satisfied with your body, then you are discarded. Number 3, how do you go from trashy to classy? Change your flock. What does that mean? We all have heard the cliche, birds of a feather flock together. Change your flock. You cannot hang out with your same old trashy friends and trashy associates and be in the same old trashy places and do the same old trashy activities and want to go from trashy to classy. You're going to need to be in a positive environment around positive, classy women in order to become fully who you want to become. Now, some people may disagree with that, and like, you shouldn't, your friend to the end, ride or die. There's nothing wrong with loving your friends. I'm not saying don't have love for your trashy friends, but become the role model. Go from classy to trashy. Oh, sorry. Go from trashy to classy, and you be the role model that make your friend want to come up. But you're going to have to change your flock. You cannot continue to be with trashy people, dress trashy, go to trashy places, and try to change to classy. You're going to have to go to classy places. If you go to the club, I'm not advocating for you to go to the club, but if you go to the club, go to a classy club. There are classy clubs and there are trashy clubs, and I have been to both, believe me. But I never felt comfortable in trashy clubs. I usually would sit in the parking lot and people watch at the trashy clubs, and then I would probably used to go into the classy clubs. But if you go to the club, go to a classy club. When you go shopping, shop for classy clothing. If you are not sure what is classy, find a role model. Find someone on TV, find someone through the internet, find someone on YouTube, find someone through magazines, whatever, we have all of this at our fingertips. And model yourself after them. There's no need to reinvent the wheel. I'm sure there are some classy women who you could model yourselves after and watch how they dress, how they speak, the people that they're around, and model yourselves after them. Number 4 goes back to my point when I first started, and I was talking about proving to people that you changed. Number 4, don't try to even prove or convince people that you changed. You let your actions speak for themselves. Let the fact that you look differently speak for itself. Let the fact that you no longer hang around trashy people speak for itself. Let the fact that you no longer go to or attend trashy activities speak for itself. When you try to convince people and prove to people that you're no longer trashy, it doesn't come across authentic. It's like, who are you trying to convince, me or you? But when you don't have to try, when you're not trying to verbally convince someone and you just doing the darn thing, then that's when you make a believer out of those who don't believe. And change is not going to just, you're not just going to go to bed trashy and wake up classy just because you want to. Some people have not been taught what is classy. Some people have not been raised in a classy way. And I'm not putting anyone down, but it's just true. Some of us have not been raised in a classy environment. Some of us did not have classy moms. We might have moms who loved us, took good care of us, but some of us might not have had classy moms. We might not have had classy role models. So you're not going to just go to bed. You're not going to just watch this video and say, Deidre, I got it. Go to bed and wake up and now you're classy. You have to work on it. It's a process, but it can be a subtle process that you're making the changes over time, and before you know it, in a few weeks, in a few months, in a year, you are no longer known or viewed as this trashy person, but you have indeed become the classy lady that you want to be, and the classy lady that you want others to see and perceive. Lastly, last one, and it segues from number 4. Actions speak louder than words. Like I say, just do the darn thing. Nothing says I'm no longer the trashy person I was than just doing it and proving it. Nothing says I'm no longer involving myself in those trashy activities, like giving my body away so frivolously, sleeping with whoever asks, being promiscuous. I'm no longer involving myself in those trashy activities. And nothing says it better or proves it than just doing it. Nothing says I'm not giving it up like not giving it up. Nothing says that I'm a changed person than to let them see the change. And that's why I say actions speak louder than words, because we can say all day, we can tell a man all day, I'm not the same person, I'm not the same person, I don't do that anymore, I'm a different person. And he's like, yeah, baby, I hear you, baby, yeah, that's good, baby, I'm happy for you, baby, and then he's going to try to treat you the same as when he knew you as that trashy person. But don't try to convince him. Let your actions speak. When you're no longer taking those booty calls, and you say what you mean and mean what you say and stick to it, do not waver, do not falter, do not change, do not give in. I don't care if you gotta hang up that phone and melt. I don't care if you gotta hang up that phone and cry. I don't care if you gotta hang up that phone and go take a cold shower. But don't don't change. Let your yay be yay and your nay be nay. And don't give in to your old trashy ways. Because you can do everything you can, and you could be making a turn. You could be making a turn. You could be close to that 180, making that 180 turn, and then you revert back to your trashy ways or your trashy activities, and then now you're unbelievable again. Who's gonna believe? Especially that man. What man is gonna believe that you're no longer gonna participate in those trashy activities when you gave in and you went back? So those are my tips for going from trashy to classy. Know that there is nothing wrong with positive change. Don't allow haters, don't allow people who don't understand the change, who don't want to accept the change, don't allow your own negative thinking to, don't allow your past activities, your past trashy activities to define your future. It is a good thing to go from trashy to classy. Thank you for that video request. I hope this answered your question. I hope that this helped somebody out there. And y'all be blessed. These glasses. Ooh, Jesus me.